What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Nikolai Espresso and welcome back to another video here today on the channel with 3 instances of a beta coming to the Call of Duty world, and 2 of those 3 instances being in the last 2 years. It seems like a safe assumption that Call of Duty World War II will be getting its own beta. While World War II is just the working title at the moment, we have a lot of things that we can infer, and one of those is the fact that we may be very well seeing a beta within the next couple of months for Call of Duty 2017. While we are roughly a few weeks out from the reveal of whatever Call of Duty 2017 is in fact titled, whether World War II or something else entirely, we do have a little time left before some secrets are revealed to the rest of the world. Now, my personal prediction was and still is the reveal is coming on Tuesday, May 2nd, 2 weeks after the upcoming release of Infinite Warfare's DLC 2, but if it is revealed, then it's quite possible that we get info as to a beta at that point, as well as an initial pre-order bonus to kickstart sales even more. But what should we know, expect, and want from a beta for Call of Duty this year? That's what we're going to take a look at in this video, and firstly, let's talk about when will this be. While World at War was the first beta that we could examine, the player base was not that of what it is today, and therefore is a severe outlier in how things will be operated. So we're going to be taking a look at Black Ops 3 as well as Infinite Warfare's betas to take a hold of and get a little bit of grasp of what we can see and when we can see it. So let's start with Black Ops 3. The Black Ops 3 beta was something that debuted on PlayStation 4 as the first exclusive period on the console on August 19th, 2015, and went for 5 days, offering fans a long weekend of grinding out the game and a lot for feeling the game as well. It was then later put out for another long weekend as Xbox One users got to play on August 26th, just a few days later from ending that of the PlayStation 4 beta. Infinite Warfare, however, was a little bit different. The public betas for Infinite Warfare were exclusive on PlayStation 4 from October 14th to October 18th, and then again on PlayStation 4 and finally Xbox One, not PC, on October 21st to October 24th. Rather late into the year, as the title was also releasing 2 weeks following that beta. So when should we expect the beta for Call of Duty World War II? Now, if I were a betting man, I would put the timetable around August 16th to August 21st and August 23rd to August 28th. Those, of course, are not set in stone, but right around that time frame is when exactly I would expect this to be coming. As for my reasoning, well, the Infinite Warfare beta was a prime showcase of why betas should not come too late. At the point in time when the Infinite Warfare beta was live, the game was already certified gold, which means no changes would be made until post-launch and that discs were already starting to be pressed. Essentially, the beta was not a beta at all, but rather a demo, since no feedback could truthfully be applied. As I see it, the real demo was at COD XP for Infinite Warfare back in early September, and having played that version, it actually was a different version of the Infinite Warfare that launched. Black Ops 3, however, on the other hand, was not certified gold, and improvements were made to the game, thus the spawn of my series that I used to do entitled The 5 Things That Changed Since the Black Ops 3 Beta. But all plugs aside, that gave developers a chance to expand the game further and take into account community feedback to make certain changes necessary before the game was certified gold and sent out to be pressed to physical discs. I definitely think that it will be earlier in the summer this year, as to guarantee that the game will be flawless, and this is a huge pivoting point for the Call of Duty franchise and a way to reconnect older fans with the franchise as well as retaining newer ones, so it definitely has to be something that is 100% perfect, and the way to do that is to get a beta out there, get player feedback, and then take that feedback into account for the launch of the game. So now that we know when we can expect it, what should we expect? Because once again, let's examine both sides. Let's start out with the most recent of Infinite Warfare's beta. Infinite Warfare's beta was actually something that gave us, I think, a little too much, maybe a lot bit too much, because at that point in time, when the beta went live, basically everything, save for a couple of weapons, could be used. You could view even the classic weapons, you couldn't use them, but you could view them. But everything was basically laid out on the table that we'd be getting in a couple of weeks, which I guess makes sense because that was essentially the final build of the game, with some things just not unlocked. Becomes problematic with that is that you end up seeing the game so early that it then becomes stale very early on as well. I know personally that I got a little bit bored of Infinite Warfare after a couple of weeks because I felt like I was playing the same build of the game that I had played for weeks at that point, and maybe even months whenever you take a look back to some of the stuff that was in the Infinite Warfare beta build at COD XP. So at that point, it was kind of like we saw too much, and then it became a little bit of a stale point, and catalyst for becoming a little bit bored with the title. Black Ops 3, on the other hand, was a beta that I thought was pretty well done and well handled, and therefore had some stuff restricted. It was a couple of weapons for each classification, not all the specialists were showcased, and not all the score streaks were out there as well. So it's something that it was a little bit more of a condensed and a little bit more of an actual beta cut out kind of cookie cutter piece of what Black Ops 3 would be, and therefore gave a little bit more intrigue whenever the time came along to actually build more hype up for Black Ops 3. You wanted to play more because you wanted to see what else there was. So if I'm expecting them to do it the same way as the Black Ops 3 beta, which I believe is the better of the two that we saw recently, there's gonna be some things restricted. So we'll probably have maybe 3-4 assault rifles, maybe with bolt actions mixed in that classification, or 1 or 2 different ones, maybe 3 to 4 SMGs, 2 shotguns, 2 LMGs, maybe 2 snipers, and maybe 2 to 3 pistols or something like that, but certainly nowhere near the amount that would be at the full launch. Maybe about half of what we'd expect to see there. Maybe if we're getting a little bit on the end of showcasing a little bit more than we want to see, about 2/3 of what we'd see at the launch. And finally, now coming down to it, is this what we should want out of a beta? I personally think yes, but it is all 100% personal opinion based, and you may not agree. Maybe you want to see the full game before you actually get to buy it. But as for this, I think that it then keeps players intrigued in playing the beta, and it gets them also more excited to see what will come out with the full release of the game. So all that said and out of the way, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Once again, it is a pretty strong assumption and pretty safe inference to say that we will be getting a beta this year just based off of recent trends and how well they have done in terms of increasing pre-order numbers and things alike. So it's definitely something that will generate a little bit more revenue, and therefore on the business side, would almost be kind of stupid not to do, because it doesn't take all that much more to set up a beta for a game and then test it out and get your community feedback, which then I guess directly in turn helps players be a part of the development process and the final pieces thereof. So all that said and out of the way, that is where we're gonna wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'd love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys think that it's going to be something that we will be getting a beta? And if so, what do you want to see out of it and when? Love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to stay up to date with everything we have here regarding Call of Duty 2017, which very well may be Call of Duty World War II, Modern Warfare Mastered, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, and of course anything else that Call of Duty has to offer. If you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, finally, that link is down there in the description below. That's the best place to get in touch with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to share a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. But thank you so much for watching. My name is Nikolai Espresso. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Take care, and peace.